Point, I've played in all of the notes, and you'll notice I have a couple of mistakes, so I'm going to go ahead and deal with those. As you know from working on previous projects, when I want to fix things like rhythms, I probably don't want to fix them here in the score window. There's a better, more accurate way to do that. Instead, I'm going to highlight this note, and you'll see why in just a second, and then come up here to Windows, and I'm going to open the piano roll. And I'll move the piano roll over here, and again, I'll use my zoom tool so that I can kind of see what's going on. And the reason I want to highlight it is because when I highlight it here in the score window, it also highlights it here in the piano roll, and it makes it really easy for me to find the note and go right to the spot where it is. There we go. And then fix the rhythmic problem. In this case, it starts a 16th note too early. Well, we know how to fix that. I can grab the beginning of that note and move it over. And once I do, it'll match what I need in the demo. I can do the same thing down here. I've got a note that starts a 16th note too late. So I'll select it. There it is. It highlighted it for me in the score window. So let me drag it over. And by fixing it in the piano roll, it's fixed it here in the score window. Great. Let's go ahead and finish up some other things we need to put in the project here. First of all, right now, my project should end at the end of this bar right here. But it doesn't. It goes on forever and ever and ever. Well, if we remember, in Logic, the notation window is always interpreting the MIDI data. In this case, the length of the region determines how many bars it's going to give me in the score window. So if I want to end my score right there, I need to come up here into the score window and I need to cut off the region right at this point right here. I can do that by using the scissors tool. I'll hit escape to pull up my tools, grab the scissors, and cut it right at bar 10, and then just delete this region. And there we go. Everything's ready to go. Let's start to get some of our other bar line material in here. And we'll start with our repeat signs, our backward repeat, our forward repeat. These are over here in the part box. I'll come up here and I'll select this part box that has repeat signs back and forth. And again, I can either hold down Command to get the pencil, or I can drag from the left-hand column over. In this case, I'll use the pencil to put in place a backward repeat and then a regular repeat. And while I'm here, I'm going to grab an ending bar line and put it at the end of the piece. Remember, this is not optional. This is actual musical information for the players. They'll play differently when they see that ending bar line. Let's do one last thing while we're here. I have a first and second ending here, and the difference is the first ending has a closed bracket, and the second ending has an open bracket, showing that it's going on to more material. It's here in this palette, the same palette that has the repeat bars in it. So I'll grab the first ending, and I'll use the pencil tool to drop it in right here. As soon as I release it, it's going to highlight the number 1, and it's going to let me change it. In this case, I do want it to be first ending, but if I wanted to, I could make it endings 1 through 3. Or I could make it vamp. I could put whatever text I wanted under the ending. But in this case, I just wanted to say 1. I'll hit escape, and that will take me out of the text entry, and it will put that first ending in, and we'll do the same thing with the second ending. We'll call the second ending 2. At this point, I'm ready to start entering in my primary text. Some of the text is already here for me. Things like the title, I can just double click and type in what I want and then hit escape to get out of the text entry. I can put in arranged by and then type my name. If I'm working on my own piece, I can replace the composer part over here, but in this case, I'm not going to do that. And now we're ready to move on to entering in chords and lyrics, the two big primary pieces of text we have in this piece.